One, two, three.
I want to move house.
Do you want
but
to move house?
I've got a disabled son
Yeah.
who's got agoraphobia. He hasn't been out of the unit for over a year. We've been offered a swap.
Yeah.
I'm in the housing commission, and he won't move. So it
He
puts
won't
me in
move
a bit
out.
of a. They've offered to give us residence where they'll put us up, but he won't go.
Why not?
Agoraphobia. He hasn't been out of the unit for over a year.
So he can't step out even to move.
No, it's a phase he's going through.
Right.
Part of his OCD, PTSD, schizophrenia, Asperger's, the whole host of.
How old is he?
He's 26.
Has this been a condition that's been?
He got meningitis when he was 10 months old. So he's got long-term effects of meningitis. He was really, really badly bullied through his adolescence, especially school, local gangs. Wasn't safe for him to leave home. He'd get bashed every time he went out. All the local kids kept saying, "Why don't you kill yourself? Do us all a favour."
Gee.
Trying to push him over the edge to commit suicide. And they wonder why the youth suicide rate's so high.
Yeah.
What goes on behind the scenes doesn't get mentioned a lot of the time.
And obviously, coping with that would be difficult, be almost impossible for him. But what about you?
Well, he's got the worst of it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky because he sleeps for like 14, 16 hours a day.
Right.
And the other times he just makes mess constantly.
Right.
So I'm always on my, and I'm very political, so I've got the Housing Commission on my back.
Yeah.
They're trying to throw me out constantly. And I was
Do you have
starting to think they discriminate against carers and people with disabilities.
What about his mother?
Oh, she has we're divorced, but
Yeah.
she still has an active role. She
Yeah.
comes over and looks after him all the time.
Right.
And she's really, really good for him actually,
Yeah.
which is great.
How long have you been separated and divorced?
Oh, 9, 10 years now.
Yeah.
But we're still friends, which is
Yeah.
great.
But just couldn't make it work as a
No,
married couple?
no. It's my older son that sort of got us together. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for him, who knows?
Yeah.
But I've got 2 other kids to her, so
Yeah.
I'd still be seeing them.
How had you met her in the first place? Where did you meet?
Through mutual friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she was 19, I was a little bit older. Yeah.
And it was love at first sight? Second sight?
First sight, I was taken back by her beauty, yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I had no chance, continued on with her, and somehow I got her.
Yeah.
But then unfortunately, problems, this, that, the other, we divorced. And
Amicably or not?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's always a sad thing, breakups.
How did that affect the kids?
Yeah, quite a bit. She couldn't cope with my oldest child, the one with meningitis. So
Because of that?
he was uncontrollable.
Right.
He needed a firm figure in his life to control him. She did, and so she gave him to me to become his carer.
Right.
I worked all my life. I'm always in construction, scaffolder rigger.
Right.
Suddenly I had to quit work and become his carer, and I've been a carer ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where is he now? He's asleep?
He's at home. He is asleep, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he sleeps 16 hours a day.
And is that, can you leave him safely?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fine by himself.
And
Years ago, we cooked some porridge when I was out, and he burnt it. Fire brigade got called. They repeatedly knocked on the door. He never answers the door to anyone, so they broke the door down. But at that stage, he realised what he'd done. He took the porridge off the stove. They went to break into my room as well, which is locked. And my son said, "No, it was the porridge on the stove." But yeah, they made out the place almost burnt down, and of course to substantiate why they had to knock the door down.
what's your name?
Brian,
Brian. And your son?
Bon,
This one is Bon.
yeah,
B-O-N.
after Bon Scott. Some people say Bon Jovi.
But
Get out of here, Bon Scott, mate. Yeah.
Terrific. So what were you going to go and buy now? Provisions?
Yeah, just some provisions, yeah.
But
Yep.
you seem, you have a very, you seem to be taking it well, dealing with it well.
You only live once, you got to try and be happy through it.
Yeah.
Well, things bring you down, you got to try and pick yourself up again. try and keep off those SSRIs because they'll just make you commit suicide.
Yeah.
They might help some people.
So how do you think this is going to be resolved about moving into this place you've been offered?
Well, yeah, it's...
Can you move while he's asleep?
Well, there's two options. They said they're going to put up this place for us where we can both go to, but he won't go. So I need either the police to take him, or he needs to go to hospital. Well, and the police need to be involved either way to escort him. But it'll create...
Too much trauma.
Oh yeah, it'll be a real traumatised event for him. Yeah, and it will take
And
him
you,
a while
I
to...
suspect.
And recently, we also had neighbours, or the Housing Commission, put a welfare check saying I was holding him hostage. Someone made the false allegation. So the welfare check, police came around, I wasn't home. That led to tactical response coming around. They went to knock the door down as I opened it, threw me to the ground. My son saw it, he was traumatised over that as well. I'm like, the police, they've changed all the circumstance, of course. Nothing happened. They didn't. Bond was locked in his room to go along with the hostage making. But I suppose they've got to cover their asses, you know.